What's up everyone, this is CoyneDawg here with another GTA video. So in this video I'm going to be sharing with you a bit of a garage tour of my multi-story garage that I bought with the import-export DLC. I've had a couple of people message me on Twitter and leave YouTube comments saying can you do one of these kind of videos, so I thought I would just to show you guys what I've got in my garage and give you a bit of information about why I've got them. So first up we've got the RE7B. It doesn't really need explaining why I've got one of these things. You know, they are the fastest supercar in the game. Although not by much in many situations, as you've seen in the videos that I've done recently. We've then got a Tempesta, which obviously is also a very quick car. I really like the way this looks. I like to drive it sometimes. It's a nicer car to drive than the RE7B, I think, because of its four-wheel drive system. The next car that I've got is the Nero Custom, which I bought specifically, well, I bought it to do that paint job video that I did yesterday, and it's going to feature in a test video later on. I've just realised I need to put off-road tyres on that because for testing purposes that's what I always put on the vehicle. The Itali GTB Custom now, yes, the Custom, not the standard one. So if you remember a few weeks back, I did a video of the customization options on this car, and then I did a paint job video. And because I did the customization video, I had to upgrade it to the Itali GTB Custom, so that's why it's the custom version rather than the standard one. I really like the look of it, and it's a nice car to use for certain sorts of races, so that's why I've still got it. We've then got the Banshee 900R, which is I've bought it, but I've not actually used it yet. So it's been reported that this is now the fastest car in the game in a straight line again, not round a track. It's awful round a track, but in a straight line. You know, if you're doing long haul races and stuff like that, then apparently this is now quicker than the 811, which you can just see in the background there. So I've bought it to test it myself to see if that's the case. The 811, as you can see here, that's what I've got left from when I bought that because it was the quickest car in a straight line. So I've not sold it yet because I want to make sure that the Banshee is in fact quicker before I sell it. So yeah, that's them. So these are now the sports cars that I've got. So obviously I've got to have an Elegy. You can't not have an Elegy, especially when they're free. You'd be daft not to. So that is the quickest sports car in the game for the people that can drive it, which isn't many people, to be honest. We've then got an Elegy Retro, which I bought really for those paint job videos and the customization videos I did a few weeks ago. It's not something I use, to be honest. It's not something I'm that much of a fan of, but yeah, I've still got it. I'm going to have a clear out of some of these cars sooner or later. We've then got a Feltzer. So I bought a Feltzer ages ago just because I like the car. It's a really nice looking car. It's quite a nice car to drive. I've just realised I need to put the off-roads on that as well. I don't use it very often, to be honest, but it's just one of those cars that I think looks really smart, and you know, it was an original car in the game, but it still really stands out among the crowds. We then got the Jester Racecar, which I'll be honest is probably my favourite looking car in the game as it stands today. I don't know what it is about this car. It's just one of those things that I really like. It was one of the first vehicles I ever bought in the game, and I don't know, it's just stuck with me. And the paint job that's on that one, I really like. It's probably one of my favourite paint jobs. We've then got the Comet Retro. So I bought the Comet Retro for the paint job video that I did last week, I think it was. It's not a car that I'm going to drive, to be honest. I've just kept it in case I want to do any more testing with it or anything like that. But yeah, so that's why I've got that. Then we've got the Tropos Rallye. Now, the Tropos Rallye, for anyone that doesn't know, is one of my favourite cars just to drive in this game. It's not the quickest, but there's just something about it. I think anyone that does racing in GTA, you're either an Omnis man or you're a Tropos man, in my opinion. And I am definitely Team Tropos. It's a lovely little car, drives really well, and it just, you know, even though it's an old-fashioned looking car, I don't know, it's just the pop-up headlights as well are just one of those things that I really like. So that's that. We've then got a Kuruma Armoured, which, you know, everyone should have one of these for free roam play. It's easily in my opinion, the best car to use in free roam play. It's quick enough to scoot around town in, but you've also obviously got the bulletproof protection, as you saw in one of my recent videos. The next one we've got is the Schafter V12 Armoured, so that's the quickest car in its class again, so that's why I've got one. I need to put a better paint job on that, to be honest. It looks a bit boring. We've then got a Zion, again, quickest car in its class by a long way. If you haven't got one of them, then I'd thoroughly recommend buying one, because if you ever end up in those sorts of races, then you will easily dominate people with that car. We've then got a Sabre Turbo Custom, and I know some people are they're not big fans of this car, but I really like it. I think it looks really good. Not in this colour, I don't know why I've got it painted this colour. I don't use it very often, to be honest. I don't really do muscle car races, but I really like the car. I really like the way it sounds more than anything. Talking of sounds, we've then got the Stirling GT, which is probably the best sounding car in the game. I've got a best sounding cars video coming up soon, so this will definitely be featured in that. But yeah, again, it's the fastest car in the Sports Classics, so that's why I've got one. We've then got a Brioso, so this was added obviously with the Cunning Stunts update, and it absolutely dominates the compacts class now, so you've got to have one of these, to be honest. It's not the easiest car to drive. It's quite easy if you just catch bumps to spin it out and everything, but yeah. So that's why I've got one of them. We've then got a Contender, so the top SUV that isn't an SUV. You know, it probably shouldn't be in the SUV class, but it is. And this is just, it basically ruins the SUV class. It's so overpowered, but that's why I've got one. And then we've got the BF400. Now the BF400, for anyone that's not seen my recent video, is it's basically if you end up in off-road races that you can use a bike, this is the one to use above all other off-road vehicles, because it is so dominant. It's so much faster than the Sanchez, the Brawler, all those things. You've got to have one, and they're so cheap. They're I think like 100k or something like that, 115k. So it's just one of those things that you should definitely buy, in my opinion. So that's the first level of the three. Basically, the garage is split up into 2 levels, and on each level there is 3 floors. So that's the first one. And then if we just go into the second half, there's a few bits and bobs in there. Nothing too special, to be honest. So first we've got the Specter and the Specter Custom. So I bought these for, which one's which? Okay, that's the Specter Custom, and that's the Specter. So I bought these for the testing video that I did a few weeks ago. I've kept them just in case they're involved in any other testing I do in the near future. I didn't want to sell them just yet, but they're not something I'll ever use in races. So that's the Specter Custom, and then we've got the Specter here. If you want to know any more information on those cars, then there'll be a link on the above this for the video. We've then got a Shotaro. So this is the fastest bike in the game, not by much, but its cornering speed is what really helps it out. Again, I'm not a big fan of the way it looks, to be honest. It's a bit gimmicky, the whole Tron thing, but you know, you've got to have the fastest vehicles. So that's that one. We've then got a Gang Burrito. So this is the fastest van. You don't often end up in van classes outside of the racing community. The racing community quite often does van races and stuff, but again, it's the fastest van, not by much, but that's why I've got that. And then upstairs, I think I've got one more vehicle. Have I got one more vehicle? Yeah. So I've got a desert. Is it a desert raid or a trophy truck? I think this one's the desert raid. So the reason I bought this is because if you're in off-road races and there isn't bikes available, then this is the one to use, to be honest. And it just looks really cool. There's not much difference between the desert raid and the trophy truck, but this is the one I thought looked better, so that's why I bought this one. So that's it, guys, to be honest. I don't think I've got anything else upstairs, so I'm going to end the video here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the insight into my garage. I keep all my vehicles in these garages now. I haven't got any in any of the other garages that we own, so it is just that. So thanks very much for watching. I probably won't do a video tomorrow, and then I'll be back again on Sunday with another video.